Awesome. Well, happy Monday, everyone. I can't believe it is the second to the last Monday in the month of August. What in the world is happening? This year is just bananas flying right by. So thank you for everybody who's carved out a little time to be on the call live tonight. And for those of you who catch us in the recording, hello, we are sending you all of our love. I am so excited to have Andrea Dolan joining us tonight. I have had the opportunity to get to know Andrea. We don't live too far from each other, far enough to make it inconvenient, but not too far to mean that we can't still collaborate on some things and have gotten the chance to get to know each other over the last few years. So Andrea and her husband live in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, with their kiddos. And I'm excited for Andrea to share a little bit about her story with you all tonight. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about kind of where Andrea is seeing some success and really kind of where both of us are seeing a lot of excitement and energy in Isogenics right now. So Andrea, thank you so much for carving out 30 minutes of your busy schedule for us this week. Why don't you share with everybody a little bit about your Isogenics story? Most of the people on the call maybe haven't heard it yet or don't know much about you.
Yeah, thank you, Julie, so much. And I have always appreciated working with you. We are both Wisconsin people. So actually, as I'm looking at a lot of the faces, I've seen or spoken with you at a lot of our Wisconsin Super Saturday type events. And I have looked up to you and been inspired by many of you before. So take everything for what I say for what it's worth. I feel like everything in Isogenics is trial and error. So everything I'm going to share with you is just trial and error, what our team upline, downline are both putting into action and seeing what works. And sometimes things work for a little bit and then they don't. So we'll get into that. But yes, 7 years ago, I started this. I was a stay-at-home mom, former teacher, transitioning like a lot of people are right now, transitioning from job to motherhood to looking to still contribute from home. I was not looking for a wealth solution or a wealth or health solution. I was looking for a wealth solution. I didn't know what network marketing was. I wasn't familiar. I was very naive about it, but I really loved the idea of working from home and had seen people do network marketing without understanding what it was and knew I liked the idea of it, but never pulled the trigger due to inventory costs, the idea of investing and then not loving, not having a certain amount of product just in a closet that nobody wanted. And then what do you do with it? So upfront costs stopped me a lot. Not being in love with the product stopped me a lot. And the timing was never the right timing. So 7 years ago, I saw a post from an acquaintance from college. She had amazing postpartum transformation and I was pregnant. So I should have wanted that, but I didn't care about that. I was really excited that she was able to stay home with her kids as a former teacher. And that just spoke to me. I messaged her immediately with my 3 to 4 reasons, bullet pointed of why it probably wouldn't be right for me, but why I was open and interested. And all I can say is at the end of the conversation, I knew that I was at a place and I saw where I wanted to go. And I finally had a path to get there. I had a vehicle that would take me where I wanted to go in the way I wanted without compromising what I wanted. Luckily for me, along the way, I was able to experience health solutions. Like I was a cardio bunny. I tried to outrun my exercise forever. I was secretly counting calories, always trying to lose 5 pounds, not wanting anybody to know about it. And I was a new mom. I thought being tired was normal. I thought cravings that you couldn't control were normal. So this brought me food freedom. It brought me being happy and comfortable in a body as a mom of 4, rather than a 3-sport athlete working out all the time, overworked. So I was pumped about those solutions. And I knew a lot of people and a lot of moms who needed health and wealth. And I just feel like this is such a vehicle for that. So I've been able to work from home. I now have 4 kids. I had 2 at the time. And this has just been my solution to keep that happening long-term on my terms, however long I want it to. So
okay. I love that. Can I just point out something that I want to be sure people caught is that Andrea was looking for wealth creation, not a health solution, right? Yeah. So I think sometimes we all can get caught in the cycle of everybody comes in for the products first. And while I think that is the case for a lot of people, that wasn't the case, for you. No. So I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
but I just wanted to reiterate that.
Keep this as conversational as you want, but you couldn't have convinced me I needed them because in my mind was, this is what we do. This is what we spend. I'm not looking. I don't use any of that. It would have never made sense to me probably. But what made sense was the financial opportunity. It made sense to me to spend 100 BV so that I could earn money. It didn't make sense for me to spend 100 BV on something I wasn't thinking I needed. So yeah, definitely be open with that with people. And if anything, I always love Jessica, is it Jessica Regner? I never know how to say her last name. She always talks about, you speak to the opportunity and you fall back on the products because the products rock. So we'll always have that. Yeah. What next,
Awesome.
Julie?
I'm just writing that down. Speak to the opportunity, fall back on products.
Yeah, because if anything,
great.
this might not be for you, but oh yeah, you're really busy right now. Timing's off. I get it. Why don't we talk about some of our energy solutions? That would be so perfect during your busy day. You can always speak to the products.
Yeah, that's so good. Okay, so that's perfect transition because what we really wanted to spend a little bit of time, and Andrea really, and I haven't had much time to talk. So I have been watching Andrea's commitment and consistency within her social media and the way that she is continuing to show up and share about Isogenics as a whole, yes, but I'm seeing so much energy from you around the standalone products like collagen and adaptogen elixir, which I am personally super excited about. And especially when you say, like speak to the opportunity, fall back on the products, I really feel like a move to the future is really centered around the standalone products. So like talk to us a little bit about why there's so much excitement in that. I know there's excitement around your team, like downline, upline, everybody around that. So share with us a little bit of that energy and excitement.
Yeah, I think most of it just has to do with ease. I love Isogenics for their nutrition solutions. That's what I use. And that's what I want everybody to fall in love with. I know they're budget friendly. I know they work, but ease, like you can't get easier than there's no cleanse coaching. There's not a survey back and forth of what they need in a product and all the types of systems. And there's nothing wrong with it, but there is something to be said about uncomplicating it. So I have a couple examples too, but they work, the products work and it's one product. So I think for people when they're watching, they don't feel necessarily, and I'm saying this like it's a mindset thing. There are people who are ready for everything, but there are a lot of people who are not ready for everything, but they're ready for one thing. Like they are ready to try collagen, one bottle of collagen. They are ready to try adaptogen elixir. They're ready for the combo pack. Like I want everybody on that combo pack. I think it's so fun, but they aren't ready for a lifestyle change, or a program. And no matter, it's our job to message that correctly and make sure that they know it's a lifestyle, but it's true. When you get a system, you get a program and a guide and all of that. And that takes work for us. And it takes work for them. And the ease of duplicating one product, the ease of being able to use a script that speaks to one thing without having to cater it too much is easy for us. It's easy for our customer. It's easy for their friends. It's easy for them, their friends and customers. It's just such a duplicatable thing. And for people who, so for me, my team, my business and my downline, this has been so fun for them because it's easy. Not everybody is always as committed as where you want them. We see potential in people and we want them to be able to carve out that 30 minutes a day or an hour, and just not everyone is where we're at, but they will do a task. They will, they'll be able to send this to 10 people. Obviously scripts, everybody does it differently. So I've just seen with this that coaching is so easy. And whether it's coaching your team or coaching your new person, you can create this system. And I'm sure your team has systems that are just so easy to follow that it makes it fun because it's easy. I remember in January, February, March, like literally having a collagen script that I was sending to everyone, and my numbers, my reach outs were so high. And I remember doing it in front of Netflix. Like it's the most lax I had been in a long time, because it felt fun. Like I could quick go into Penny, and I knew it. I was like, oh, I have 10 minutes. I could quick go do this. And it wasn't the brain fog of like, what do I do? Where do I start? And that's our job to make it easy always. We can change that mindset quickly, but I just feel like this is easy. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that really quick. So in terms of the script that you're using, is your team using the one that, like, is it Kathy and all of that came up with?
Zach so I'm going to grab something. Zach and Kathy, I know I saw the collagen call. Zach gave the script right away, and we definitely have those. We did a big push in June. And I mean, some people were reaching up to 100 people a day. It was just a June thing. I aimed for 50. So for me, again, that's like 5 times my normal amount. like, so a lot. So I was waking up at 5 to 7. So that was, and I got a little burned out. So that's not meant to be a long time, but we had different ones, but we were really working on brand partnerships, making collagen a product, really reaching out and using terms like, depending on the people, but affiliate and brand partnership, and showing people so much, especially like on Instagram, where people are already representing A, B, and C. We have those products, or we see how they speak and talk, or this is our friend who has this, and showing, being upfront and asking, hey, are you open to brand partnerships, or do you do them? There's a little bit of verbiage, and then going from there. This is more cold marketing, or your warm market or your cold market. So that was a great thing to get some of these. I know we're going to talk spas and salons to get that part moving. We have within our team, and I'm sure it's accessible, but we have like a 6-minute brand partnership video where it really just shows the number. I mean, any of the collagen compensation plans, same now with adaptogen, like it will just show what you do, but the verbiage is you're not becoming an associate or doing that. It's speaking like the Instagram influencer language, I guess, which I'm not great at. So that part was making some of the reach out simple, but again, it's one product. It's something where a person like that who has links where you just click on links, we have that now. We have where you could put a collagen link up. And if you're not that into like sharing or selling isogenics, you do a couple stories about it. Hopefully you use it as an influencer. That's what I tell, like, use it. Obviously we have our social palette, we have before and afters, but they can get a link, and like thinking of the people who do stuff like that, they get 2-3 clicks and they get a percentage. Like 2-3 clicks on a collagen link is like hundreds of dollars, at least the first couple. So it's some of that mentality and just getting excited about that. I still think, my biggest growth and plan came from my warm market. So I have some things like that too, but I'll let you keep prompting because it depends what you're going to ask me.
No, this is super great. I think that I am in so much agreement and alignment in terms of the ease. I think is bringing a lot of excitement and energy to me. And, I've been in isogenics, 9 years. I've been in isogenics, been building a business for 8 years. And I'm like so excited about these standalone products, which is why I wanted to talk about them tonight, was because the ease is bringing energy and excitement. And I think that we're also at a time where like life feels really overwhelming to people. I mean, I don't care what your scenario is. Everyone is experiencing that overwhelm and stress in some aspect of their life. And so the idea to add one more thing feels like you got to be
right,
beeping kidding me, right? So like this keeps it super simple. And I think you're right in terms of partnership, affiliate, like people understand what that means. And it also kind of removes, I'm all about standing in my truth around network marketing, but it also sometimes removes a little bit of the weirdness, I think, around network marketing to normalize it. Because I think just that term sometimes turns people off. It shouldn't. I'm in full agreement. It shouldn't, but it does. And so it's a way, kind of like it's like a gateway, right? It's a way to bring people in, and then you get the chance to introduce, right, the real residual income side of things, the real, like all the wealth creation, all of the health products that are available, but it's the gateway, I think.
Yeah, so for sure. And it's so you can be direct. I don't like skirting around anything either. If I'm messaging, I definitely want to connect with you, but I know I'm messaging for this reason. So I like being connect or direct about it too. Like, are you open to brand affiliates or brand partnerships? Do you do any right now? Are you opposed to it? Even when you are connecting, throwing that question on at the end. I know some of our scripts were even, do you use collagen? Like, hey, this is random. And I think it's just like owning the conversation, and you don't have to pretend you weren't going to bring it up. I would just be yourself and just be direct, because, do you do collagen? I'm looking for people in brand, to represent this. And I thought you'd be great at it, whatever. Again, I love working less cold, but there's a lot of great things about practicing and getting a script and getting familiar and having posture.
Yeah. And I think even when you're in your warm market, there's something to be said for being more direct. And that's definitely an area where I continue to have to work on, because like I want to just connect. And I never Dan always calls it landing the plane. Like, did you actually land the plane? Or are you still like up here like floating? So there is something really refreshing about just like being direct, because I do sometimes think people feel misled when you spend so much time connecting and then you try to bring it up and they're like,
Right.
oh gosh, she was only interested in me because now she's trying to sell me something. So
Right.
I think that's a mindset that people should have around it too. So, okay, we're going to pivot really quick. So let's talk about, I know that you've had really good success with, partnering with local spas. And I know it sounds like you guys have done a lot of reach outs as a team around these brand partnerships. But specific to like local spas, I know you've done tastings and events, and I think that's starting to come back. And I think there's a real desire for that for
Yeah.
people. So talk to us kind of like about how that process has worked from you. Like, are they existing customers that happen to own spas? Was it a reach out? Like what that process has really looked like?
Yeah. So I would say start with your warmest market. If you have any customers who already used Isogenics at one time or now love it, like that, those are the people to talk to first. Like those are the people on our team because they already trust Isogenics. Oh, the company I love came out with collagen. Well, obviously I'm going to put it up. Like they're not a lot of work. I don't have a lot of those people. So that wasn't me. But people on our team, like if you have anybody in your downline who this fits for, they own a business, like this is a slam dunk for them. Getting them the resources to help them implement, like it's a no retail option for it. So I don't, if you've talked to many spa owners, like there's no retail for them. They can display it without having to purchase all that. And that's such a headache for so many people. So it's just your posture and asking too of, our team, or I have been working with a lot. It's okay if you haven't been, but our team has, Isogenics has in general. So just being open to that. So how it started for me, one of them was a customer a while ago. And I reached out early on and shared information about collagen with her. And there was kind of crickets. And then I asked if she'd be open to do an event with me. And I pitched the event. So what I did is, if you guys follow Del Rey at all, she had done a couple, and I tagged this salon owner in a few of Del Rey's like reels or events. I said, this is what I'm looking to do. And it was easy because it was a tag. Everybody's familiar with Instagram, and it was a visual. Del Rey does great stuff. So it was like pretty and nice. It was a great way for me to pitch the idea. So this was local to me. So we did a girlfriend glow up. Again, when I just shared that idea, I said, this is what I want to do. I saw she was open. We did a quick Zoom. And then I said, I'd like to bring in this other business. I'd like to bring in this esthetician. I think we could do like an open house where we have a couple different things. So then the idea was there and we ran with it. What I wish would have happened is along the way, we had tried to set up a 30-minute meeting where I could show them more of the collagen compensation. To me, that's ideal. What I would have loved after that is 15 minutes to show their staff. And that didn't happen because of timing, and they weren't super open. So just know that too, like it's no matter what, it's great marketing for me. What I wanted it to be was great marketing for them, So when the time came and there were people involved, like I can enroll them through them, and they know that, and they get some of it, but it's not like this is a fluid partnership. If you are working with salon and spa owners, they are 100% busy. They are booked to the max. They might need you to help them get their first enrollment or two. And in my experience, like don't expect them to do too much or to want to do too much. But if you can get someone to partner with you, it's great. It's great for you to be out there and influential. It's great to speak. You get a whole network. And if you have people interested, it's a great way then to bring up what could happen with that person. So for me, these two salon owners I love, and they were not really open or willing to give their time to talk about collagen until the night of the collagen event. Before everyone came, they tried it and they both ordered. So it was great. Like that was a great thing. The timing wasn't as ideal. So for another one, she was opening up a local spa in town. We had been Facebook friends. We have never met. So for her, I pitched it more of the cold message, like, hey, I partner with a lot of spas and salons in town. This is collagen, like here, would you be open to taking a look? Something like that, like a lot more smooth, but very short and sweet. And she was open. She was actually looking for a liquid collagen. I was like, well, this is perfect. But she was also very busy. So and this is what I would suggest, I took a little bag, and as she's moving into her spa, I brought her a Via and a collagen. Now I would bring an adaptogen elixir, and I gave it to her as a sample, said hi, and left. I know people on my team, if they can get them for 15 minutes or 10 minutes between appointments, they'll say hi, they'll sit down and show them, share with two. It depends where you're at. with your level of comfort and with this, where this person wants to be. But that started. And then from there, I just, eventually she ordered for her store and she still wasn't using it. So she ordered for the store, but not her. And then people were liking their sample after their facial or however she used it. And then I was like, well, you absolutely need to be using it because you'll love it and it will be easy to talk about. And I was like, and then this is like the money part we were talking. No details, but I was like, then that's where that comes in and I'll help you. And just be open to helping. And then, I went in for a spray tan and her person noticed my nails and one of her staff ordered. And now I helped them create the brochure. I don't have it right next to me. The brochure from corporate with, I had some of my own. When I did an event with them, I did labels from the printer. I don't know. I'm looking over there because my printer's over there. And I did the QR code. I just made them a sticker and put them over mine. Like she's not quite ready to order 20 or 30. She also doesn't feel like she has the time, but I was like, if you have them, it will help. So it's really being that advocate for Isagenix for them because they're not there yet, but she just got $75 this week and she doesn't even know it. You know what I mean? So like, we're going to help them see the money and they're business minded people and they will understand. And you might work with someone who like gets it right away, who uses it, loves it, shares it like an organic product. Like that just hasn't been happening for me. It's been a little backwards. But hosting the events are great because like you said, you saw it, people are seeing that it's everywhere. I love being able to share that I am partnering with talented business women who this is making their business life. It's implementing and complementing what they love to do. They don't love Isagenix. They love their art, their work, but this is helping them, making it easier. Their clients are happy. Because I feel like now I can reach out authentically and really help a different type of person than I was really helping before. Does that help with those type of events?
Yeah, no, it was so good. I think I love that you talked about different paths, right? Because the different owners and the different people you've communicated with, right? They're coming in at different paths with different needs and wants. But again, right, we're talking about people who are busy and they have a lot going on. And it is about one, you're posturing yourself also as a business owner and also as someone who is someone people want to know in the business community in your area, which I think is really important. Mm-hmm. And they're watching, right? They're watching what you're doing and who you're interacting with. And that all makes a difference, right? And we all know people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And when you can start to build that relationships, that's where I'm hearing you say, right, doors then start to open, even if it moves slower than you want it to, which is just like, you should really try this yourself, right? Because then you can talk to people about it with more ease and simplicity, right? And it's kind of like those gentle nudges that I think are important. And we all want it to happen overnight. Like we all want to like enroll a spa owner and then like they enroll like 30 people the next week. Every person that comes in their door.
That's the dream, right?
Right? Yeah. And I'm all about dreaming, like, hold on to the dream, sister. But like also reality, which is like, they're overwhelmed. They're trying to make up for months where they were closed and being shorthanded and probably back bills and loans and things that they've got, right? They have their own needs. And so again, to go back to simplicity, it's about really how fast can you get them to be open enough to put the product in their own body, because that will then start to open other doors.
I feel like this has really taught me a little bit more servant minded too. Like I really want this for them. And I really do. Like you really are going to help them because you really want them to get like what's available here, especially now adaptogen elixir. I really think it complements so much of the lifestyle that so many people want. So I think that's great. And just to note too, there was an esthetician I was working with. She was really open to me, but really closed off. She really thought that her collagen would take the place of her business. You know, like people are going to stop coming in. So there's a lot of barriers and walls from people too, not just network marketing, but also like, what if the product works? And so you just have to really get to know them. And like you said, be someone that people want to work with. It will give yourself a good name. It will give Isagenix a good name. And through word of mouth too, you'll be connected with so many people. And the events are super fun. One thing, so we've done Girlfriend Glow Up was the one I did with the esthetician and our my salon friends and people. We had a fee. It covered different things, but then like we had the Bia mocktails with collagen. So collagen mocktails, we call them. And people got their hair curled and they got a skin analysis, we called it. We had a giveaway and the first certain amount of people got swag bags. So that was one of them. I did a Botox and bubbly. And honestly, this was my spa owner who isn't quite like in it yet, but she was going to have collagen displayed. I inserted myself and said, why don't I come and stand by the collagen? Like, talk about it, so like, I wasn't really involved in this Botox and bubbly thing, but we have a good relationship where I said, I'll come and help and I'll stand there. And she's like, oh, that'd be great. Like, cause she was just going to set it there. Cause to her, it's an additional product, like something we offer, sweet if I get money back. To me, it's like a key seller. Like, people want and need this. Nobody can share it like I could yet. So I gave myself those 2 hours to go in. I helped set up some chairs. I got to meet more of the staff. My name is now like on their desk so that when anybody has questions, they send them to me, so it's be willing to do that. Another thing you could do, I know we're probably running pretty short on time already, but for any of your businesses or people that maybe you're not looking to do like a big event, I think they're fun, but they are work. You could also just offer to go in like at a busy time of day and set up a table and be there like for tastings. Like, they don't have to do anything. You're kind of like a vendor booth type thing, like at this salon. Okay, it's Saturday morning from 10 to noon. Could I just come set up? People can have samples. I'll hand them a card. And then that's your point to tell them, like, if you get any referrals, I'm happy to hand them over to you. I can show you what that would look like financially. Otherwise, I'm happy to network for my business. That opens the door too, if you haven't got that conversation. If you want one task to do, and maybe you haven't, one of the first things I did early on is when I was looking for warm market referrals. So not locally, but warm market. I did a post on Facebook that was just like the banner, just the words at the background. I don't have it word for word. I was trying to search for it before, but it was something like, if you comment below if you know any talented salon or spa business owners. And then I think I put in parentheses, estheticians, blah, 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 like, all the things that could, a chiropractor, all the things that could fit for collagen now, if you want adaptogen. And then it was like something like, I have something for them, or I'm looking to connect with them, or something like that. It was just a banner. And then I had different friends tagging all these people that they know, which was so awesome, because then when you're going to message, I will send Julie this message that I have. It's in my notes and I don't have it right now. But then I sent them a message that again was a script that was ready for all of them and said, hey, I'm so happy to connect your friend, which is so powerful when you can say your friend Julie recommended you. She loves getting her hair done by you. Like, she recommended you as a talented salon or, nail tech owner, whatever. And I'm always happy first to look for people who love what they do. I'd love to be able to refer you. If we were local, I wish I could come in, or if we're local, like, I'd love to be able to stop in for massage. So whatever, it's first, like making the connection. It's second, complimenting them. The third is being direct and asking what you want. So I think one, I'm looking for different business owners, first to support, and second to connect with and, build this brand partnership. Would you be open to talking with me for 15 minutes and seeing if that would be a fit? So it's something like that. It's like 2 or 3 paragraphs with a question at the end where you can ask. And I love that it was, again, this was the time where to me work was so sequential, because it was like a system. I did a post, I had these names, I sent them these messages, only the people who were interested or open. We had a Zoom. From that, like, one of them was local. And what we really connected on is like, she was another local mom who was a masseuse. She wasn't really interested in brand partnering, but we are now friends. And I know she will use the product soon because she is, a person who needs them. So, stuff like that came. Another one, some of them were other local city things. There wasn't a ton of great things that happened right away, but those are still connections where you're building. When you get more, familiar, more posture, you can always reach back out. Hey, this is what I've been doing. I wanted to show you again. I know you're not local, but this person in your area just set this up. Here's what a display would look like. It's another great way. And it was an easy way to authentically connect. And I think using that referral approach, I know a lot of people on my team are also having a really great approach of using like the middleman approach. So it's really third party, the referral, but it's, hey, do you know anyone whatever, who in Europe now. Do you know anyone in Europe? Because we're opening college in there. I'm looking to expand, but it's taking it a step farther. Not do you know anyone, but awesome. If you would just take the time to introduce them to me, when they get started, they're actually your referral. And I really like that second piece, because I've always thought of like taking them, and I know I would give it to them, but it's telling them, hey, all you have to do from now on, if you ever introduce somebody to me and they get started, I'm happy, like they're automatic your referral. I appreciate that networking and your friendship, and just telling them that literally their job is to introduce. And then they go, and that's really all we want people to do anyway, but not everybody takes us up on that third party thing. So if you can talk to people you know and care about and you respect, and you want them to do business with you, and maybe they're not open, they're maybe open to just the introduction, and they're probably open to getting paid for it. So that's another thing that I think some really successful people on our team have been doing and loving.
No, so good. So good. And I think that the referral ask, I wrote down that second like part of the line, because I think that's really an important way to kind of, again, right? It's like, it's a gateway. It's about opening conversations, opening doors. And I just want to point out that, you know, even though you did the post and you're like, it didn't lead to as much as I was hoping, you know, it sounds like it led to a couple of really great conversations. And action breeds more action, right? So I think that like sometimes we can get caught up in whatever, you know, the results are or the responses, but the reality is if we're just in a state of taking action, you're going to get to the people eventually that need you, want you, are the right connections, are the people who are open to a referral type of relationship. And I think that's important too, to just point out that like, it isn't always about all the success as much as it is about the action. And like you're saying, right? Like, how comfortable are you with talking about the comp plan, or, you know, how to build with collagen, or how to build with a standalone product, right? And all of those muscles get worked when you're in action, right? And that's what I'm hearing you say, right? It's about the action around it. And I'm sure it's awkward, and as it always is when you're first trying something.
Yeah. Well, and the mindset around it, like if you aren't in action, you're not in a place to have the posture to talk to these people or to receive the event, you know, like all of those things. If you're not doing anything, you're automatically going to be insecure about it. You know, if you're not talking about it, people notice that too.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap up here, but before I let you go, since I know you've been in Isogenics for several years, like, tell me, like, what are you like excited about, like in this Isogenics 2.0, 2.375, or wherever we are right now? Like, where are you like garnering the most excitement right now in Isogenics?
I just think right now is the easiest time to get people in and then to get them paid. And first, I am so business focused, but because of like that, and you know, we mentioned it in the beginning, like I roller coaster between focusing on products, focusing on business. I know it's both all the time, but you know, when you reach out, you have like strategies or ideas, or you try to stick with something that works to stay simple. And I love that this is just a little bit of both, giving people just a little bit of what they need and getting them paid quickly and telling them about it. It's like, it's just their taste to see the bigger picture. And for me, simplicity, I always want to speak vision and my vision, but it's for them, giving them what they can handle. And I've been a lot of like giving them too much of what they can handle. I think it's just easier to get people in and paid, that so they can earn that $1 to stick around long enough to figure out what's available.
So good. That $1 to help them stick around long enough to see what's available. That is so good. Andrea, thank you so much for your time. You have blessed us so much. You guys hop in the chat and just like share something that you picked up on tonight's call that was something great that you pulled from Miss Andrea. Just as a general team announcement, I just want to remind everybody that Digger Hoofs are running the Harvest, the 90-day game plan. So if you are not an Impact Makers, be sure you go in there and opt in. That's going to be amazing and exciting. And we all want to be in a season of harvest. So let's put in the work together. Thank you again, Andrea. I love you.
Yes, thank you guys.
And thank you all for being here tonight. So we will see you guys soon. Thank you.